Hey guys, all right, I think I got this figured out. What I did is I had the data table here, and I just transferred over some of that data. So I created a different area off to the side. I didn't do it underneath. That way I didn't run into problems with my rows and columns being labeled. And I put in temperature, which is what these values across the top are here. And my different temperature values, I typed those in, and I actually typed these numbers in. It just worked better than if I copied and pasted. But if I highlight this region here, hit chart, it'll create a chart for me. Now, just like before, I need to switch my columns and rows. The 0 degrees Celsius bar doesn't show up because it has a value of 0. And I can go into customize and I can edit this. So I'm going to begin by editing the titles. I'm going to title my chart overall, and I'll click here. So temperature effect on lactose reaction rate, not rage, rate. Okay. I want to change my vertical axis. So I click here and I go to vertical axis title. And I'm going to call this reaction rate in millimoles per per minute. Okay, and my horizontal axis is already there. I'm going to skip the series for a second. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to go to my legend. I'd like to change, just for aesthetic reasons, where the legend is located. I want to put it at the bottom. So now I have my bottom values down here. Okay. You can add in grid lines. You can play with that and make it look better, or however you'd like. But the main thing I'd like you to have here is in the series, we're going to need to add error bars. So if I go to series and I click on error bars, and then it asks you which series you want to add them to. So I have all of my different choices here, 0 degrees Celsius. The error bars for 0, it's a constant value of 0. That one's pretty easy. Okay. Now, if I go to my next series, 10 degrees Celsius, my error bars are a constant value. And in this case, I need to look up my 2 standard error of the means. So I've calculated it for 10 degrees Celsius here. It was 4.0338. So sorry, I got out of my chart editor there. 4.0338. Customize, go back into my series here. I don't want to apply this to all series. I want to apply it to the 10 degrees Celsius. I want it to be a constant value. And I want it to be a 4.0. Oops. No. Shoot. I realize these values are wrong. 0.20169, which was the standard error of the mean, times 2 equals 0.40338. I just needed to move that decimal point over. And I'm going to need to do the same here. Sorry about that. When you do your calculations, you won't have this issue. That was because we realized, if you watch the first video, that I had made a decimal error. It's okay to make errors. The key is to being able to understand, do the numbers seem to make sense? And as soon as I started to type in that 4.033, it didn't make sense. So recognize that people make errors all the time. The difference, the key being to being successful as a scientist is recognizing when there's an error in what you have done. It's not that you never make errors, it's that you see errors as they're happening. And so as soon as I started to type that in, I was like, "God, that just doesn't make sense. It didn't feel right." So I went back and looked at my data. Okay, so we are applying this to the 10 degrees Celsius, and we want a constant value, and we want it to be 0.40338. Okay. Now I would like to do this to the 20 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to change that to a constant value. And I'm going to change that to a 0.2952. Okay. And then I would go back up and I would do the same repeatedly for each of the different values. Okay. Now, once I've done that and I've got all my error bars on there, you'll notice that there are error bars showing up here, but those are not correct yet because I haven't entered those. But once you're done, you click on this and you go to download, and you want to download it as a PDF. It'll take a while in my downloads, and there's the title. I hit save. Okay, and then I can go back into my assignment. Anyway, it's taking too long. Go back into the assignment, insert the PDF into the correct section, and you should be good to go. Oh, here it is now. So I can go here. I can right click. I have to move my head. I can insert an image, upload from my computer. And so on. If you downloaded, I'm sorry, I downloaded it as a PDF. It probably would work better if you downloaded it as a PNG file. Actually, I'm sure it'll work better as you don't download it as a PDF. Download it as a PNG file. It'll show up there. It'll look something like this when you open it up. It'll pop into here, but because, yep, there we go. So it'll look, that's obviously not the graph I made. I incorrectly downloaded it as a PDF. So if I went back here to recreate that, I would highlight here, click on this, download as a PNG. Then it's a picture. So yeah, download it as a PNG, insert the PNG into the graph or into the assignment, and there you go. So thank you guys. I hope that cleared it up. Let me know if you have questions.